2023. Annie, would you be so kind as to do roll call?
Yes, we have Cheryl Hartman, Christina Dewar, Eric Dixon, Ken Marshall, Martin Kidston, MCAT, Shane Stack, Cindy Kennedy. In 206, we have Commissioner Strohmeyer and Vero, Allison France, Brian West, Annie Cathy, Emily Bristow, Ann Hughes, and Terry Powers.
Thank you. Is there any public comment on items not on the agenda?
Happy winter solstice, everyone.
Oh, yes. Thanks for that reminder.
Welcome to lights.
Yes. Okay. Well, if there is no other public comment, we will move on to the consent agenda. Anything that anyone would like to discuss separately?
No, I move to approve the consent agenda.
I will second that. Any further discussion or public comment? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
We have 3 action items today. Eric Dixon, talk to us about the motor graders.
All right, good morning. So yes, we are looking to spend a little over $2 million on 5 new motor graders. I know it should be just a pretty minor consideration, but it's a big one. So back in 2014 was the first time, actually it was the second time, I believe, that we started on a equipment purchase program where we were trying to get on a 5-year rotation to buy our major pieces of equipment. So we made the purchase, and in 5 years we had a guaranteed buyback on that equipment, so we could keep turning it in and keep our rolling fleet or our rolling heavy equipment on a good rotational schedule, so that we don't get down the road like we are on now, where we're 9 years into owning these motor graders. And for whatever reason, in 2019, we missed the opportunity to trade these graders in as we originally planned. So, we're looking at 9 years. We're about halfway through their service life. We probably have around 5,000 hours on each of those graders. And, after about 10,000 hours is when they really start to lose their value, and the repair costs keep going up exponentially. I mean, it's just like buying a car. I mean, if you buy it brand new, the first several years are great. And at some point, the repair costs are going to be, such a consideration that you have to decide, do we move on or do we stick with them? And at this point, with being halfway through their service life, we have a pretty good auction value on each of these. We think we have about $130,000 estimate. So of this $2 million that we're spending, we'll get back around $650,000. So we'll offset that purchase price with the sale, which, had we been on the original schedule for a 5-year buyback, we would have been kind of in that same range. The problem is they're just getting more expensive these days. And when we got our our price quote from our vendors, these graders that we're selecting were originally listed at $425,000. And as we got closer to the purchase, for some reason, some miracle, they took another $10,000 off of each. So we're now down to $415,000, which, isn't a huge savings, but every little bit helps. So the other thing that we're doing with these, we currently have 6 graders. And as we discussed the need for the purchase, we want to try to buy 5. The way we tracked our hours and our needs, we have our graders kind of set up in 6 areas throughout the county. We have one in Condon, one in Seeley that goes Seeley down to Potomac, one out east, one here in the area around the Y, another one down south. Missing one out west. So anyway, with that combination of 6, we realized that primarily the areas in the south, so like Lolo down to Florence and East Missoula to Bearmouth, they don't always get used as often or at the same time. So we want to try to run 5 graders, so obviously reducing the initial purchase price, but then also the ongoing maintenance cost that we'll have from 6 graders in the future. So all things considered, we just thought that this was a good time to make this purchase. We use our graders year round, obviously for grading roads in the spring and summer, plowing snow, cutting ice in the winter. They're one of the things that we use the most. So at this point, we're just deciding that for the maintenance costs that we're seeing increasing every year, the downtime that goes with that, we just had to pull the plug, and with enough cash on hand through our savings over the years and with the auction prices that we expect to get, we think this is a good time to make the purchase and move forward with these new graders.
All right, thanks, Eric. Any questions? I think you just answered mine as far as how we
How
are
we're gonna
covering
do-
the balance
Yeah.
of the purchase price here. So
Yeah, we've had good savings over the years. The equipment fund that you provided this year with the $500,000 that was new revenue for our other equipment purchases. It really helped out. The auction prices we'll get back. It's just a big hit, but it'll be offset by the other revenues that we have.
I move to the board this Christmas, 5 graders, $2 million. Okay.
okay, that's a big Christmas tree these are under. So
Thank
I will second that. Any further discussion or comment on this? Okay, all in favor?
Thanks so much, Eric.
Okay,
Thank you.
we'll get the graders. All right, next, Cindy Kennedy on what have we been working on Buena Vista for like 40 years now or something? What do you
Good
have
morning,
for us?
commissioners. It's been 8 years,
Oh, okay, only 8.
8+. I've worked for the county for 8.5 years, and I've been working on this project the day I started working for the county.
Wow.
That's how I keep track. But the good news is the project is done for the most part. The work on site is done as far as I understand. We're just tying up loose ends, getting everybody paid. So we needed to make some adjustments to our ARPA budget, and we also had it was also expiring at the end of this month, and so we thought, well, just for good measure, we need to amend the budget. We might as well amend the end date. So I am requesting that the board approve the chair to sign an amended ARPA agreement between DNRC and Missoula County for the Buena Vista project. And like I said, the amendment extends the contract to the end of March, and then it modifies the budget. So we moved some funding in from the construction category into the engineering category because originally we were going to have plumbers on site inspecting the work under the homes, and that didn't work out. So the engineers had to do the inspection, and that increased their costs. So we were fortunate enough to have the funding to move around and be able to do that.
Is that just because we didn't have plumbers, or I don't think I understand?
Yeah, it's real hard to find plumbers that are willing to crawl under homes, and part of the other requirements associated with this project was predominantly funded with federal dollars, and the federal government requires that anybody that we pay with federal dollars has to have a UEI, a unique entity ID, and that they acquire that through SAM.gov.
Which
It
is
used to
a
be-
nightmare yes, that is really onerous.
And so we're encountering a lot of subcontractors that are unwilling to do that, or contractors.
Yeah.
And so that just limits the pool of people that are available. Availability is always a challenge, and willingness. So and it wasn't a requirement. So that's, the engineers were like, well, we'll do it then. And we just needed to pay them more to do that.
Thank you for sharing that.
At first, I was hearing that the plumbers needed to have a UTI. That'd be ironic.
A UEI. I hope I didn't say UTI. UEI.
Violation? Yeah. Oh, well, I moved that the board approve the chair to sign the amended ARPA agreement between the
Various
the
parties.
various parties, yes.
I will second that. Any further discussion or public comment? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Did the spiders get taken care of?
They did.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent.
But I learned at the Jerry Marks
Thank you.
Center that we do not have brown recluses in Montana, and hobo spiders aren't as dangerous as we once thought. So it's really just the black widow.
Just the quick.
Yep.
Interesting.
Okay. Brian West, what do you have for us here?
Commissioners, I usually don't do this, so I'll try and channel my best, Chris.
Yes.
Barry, since I'm here.
You want a wet blanket?
Before you is an agreement to renew an 8-year-old contract with the Confederated Salish Kootenai Tribe, the state of Montana, the 4 counties, including Missoula, that overlap the boundaries of the reservation, the 4 municipalities. By and large, what this agreement does is it governs the interaction with law enforcement for our sheriff's office and my office for prosecution where tribal members are concerned. I'll just say that I know that my office always values the cooperation and collaboration with the CSKT. There have been no real substantive changes to the agreement as far as how it will impact Missoula County. We made some minor updates just to kind of modernize it and keep pace with how it actually was playing out. I think I should at least point out the one issue with this is Lake County has been in a dispute with the state of Montana over the administration of PL 280, and they will be signing a slightly different signature page of this agreement that says that they will withdraw from it once the governor accepts their resolution withdrawing from the agreement. Though talking with both our office and the Missoula County Sheriff's Office, we don't expect that to have any impact on our interaction. It will last for an additional 8 years if you execute it.
Okay.
It will last as long as the Buena Vista project is going on.
I move that the board approve the renewal of the.
Okay, I will second that. Further discussion, comment, questions from the media if you're out there.
So you really don't think, so nothing, PL 280 won't really have an impact on our agreement with.
Not to the extent it impacts Missoula County, no.
Yeah.
But I suppose we will all wait and see.
Oh,
Right.
There's Martin.
I'm sorry, I preempted my hand raising. I have a question, but not related to this. I apologize.
Oh, okay. We'll get back to you in just a moment. So anything else? Well, let's go ahead and vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Martin, shoot away.
Yeah, just issue you guys spoke on Tuesday regarding the governor's tax committee. You appointed Commissioner Slotnick. And as you look in your crystal ball next year, what does the county hope that task force considers as they look at possible tax reform? Just in a nutshell.
Greater equity? I don't know.
Yeah, I will channel my inner Slotnick here and say that one thing that I suspect would be good to come out of this committee is a recommendation that the state legislature and the governor take seriously in adjusting tax rates to shift the burden away from residential property owners, which has been the trajectory in the recent past. What do you think, Juanita?
Yeah.
Among other things.
Even that out, even that
More
shouldering of the load, or like
more
I said, equity.
more equitable shouldering of the tax rate such that property taxpayers are not, residential property taxpayers are not shouldering a disproportionate burden.
And given a number of counties that levied fewer mills this year for the school trust, do you believe that there's support amongst other counties to achieve a similar outcome? Or do you think Missoula County is kind of the beacon of hope?
No, this is almost with unanimous support of all 56 counties. So I think we've landed on a rare issue where we are. Missoula County is not the lone beacon of hope. There's many beacons across the state.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Martin.
Thank you. Anything else from anyone? Okay, well, everyone, have a great holiday season, and we will catch you back here in 2024. Have a good day.
Thanks, everyone.